Hello, and welcome to my podcast, Health and Happiness. My name is Lynette. I am your host. Last week, we talked about putting it all together. These simple, achievable steps that make your life so much better. But what I didn't realize at the time of making that episode is now that the pandemic is lifting, masks are coming off, the world is starting to spin again. There is definitely a lot more challenges. I found myself faced with two rather large challenges at the same time, and in doing so, I found myself wavering back and forth between my old way of thinking and my new. I didn't realize how much easier it is to hold on to these principles when you're shut in, when you're not out there and things aren't hitting you right in the face. But for the sake of remaining in a peaceful environment within yourself, we're going to talk about how to handle these situations. I know for me, I spent actually hours and hours dwelling on something that somebody said. And I kept wanting to take control, which would be my old self. And then I grabbed on harder to the fact that don't depend on anybody to make you happy. And I started looking at the situation much differently. And it lifted. And I want to tell you, as things lift, no matter what the situation is, they have a way of working themselves out. Whether you're in it trying to control it or not, you don't need to spend your life spinning your wheels trying to take control of a situation. Even something as minor as whether it be something somebody says to you or you're overcharged for something. My old way of thinking would be to try to straighten it out, to confront that person, to call that consumer and tell them I was overcharged. But then I started thinking about that as well, and I realized all the nice things that some people say, the good people that are in your life, or the times that you do get a break, you feel like you're getting a real bargain. So what that tells me is that life has a way of evening itself out. There are a lot of peaks and valleys, a lot of ups and downs, that's for sure. But keeping a good attitude, by not trying to straighten out each situation, you become happier. Just let life unfold the way that it's supposed to. And if you walk straight forward with the right principles, you're going to be at peace, you're going to be an achiever, you're going to be a much happier person. And I'm happy to say that I had a victory in my situation, even though I started wavering back and forth between my old way of thinking, but fortunately the new way won. It's been so unnecessary to try to figure and work everything out because you really are just spinning your wheels. And applying these very simple principles to your life. For example, you can glance at the past but don't stare. Do not depend on anyone to make you happy. I can remember when I was much younger, my mother had this booklet. It was called the 7-Day Mental Diet. And the whole goal was to apply positive thoughts to your daily life. And it was actually much harder than it sounds. So one day my siblings and I were fighting, and we wanted my mother to intervene and break it up. And we couldn't find her anywhere in the house. We knew she was home, but we could not find her. So finally we opened a closet door, and she was in there hiding. She felt the only way she could maintain her positive attitude was by hiding in the closet and cutting herself off from the world. Actually, when we did see her in the closet, it did kind of distract all of us from what we were arguing about because we started laughing. But the truth is, metaphorically, we can't hide in a closet. We have to live in this world. We have to live amongst people that have opinions different than ours, that don't say and do what we would like them to. So by having tools and different ways of thinking, you can cut through all of this and become the person that you are meant to be. Because if you don't let anybody or anything hold you back, literally the sky is the limit. But today I did want to talk to you about the challenges that do hit you when you go out in this world. They are out there and they are going to hit you. Some good, some bad, but something invariably comes up and you have to deal with it. But you don't have to deal with it as harshly as you thought you had to in the past. If you just let life unfold, you will find that things end up going the way they're supposed to go, and you don't need to control the situation. If you surround yourself with good people, surround your mind with good thoughts, you create a more positive world within and without. Because life will come at you, but knowing that you can actually turn around and smile or laugh at them, because they are going to work themselves out. And obstacles are only obstacles if you give it too much yourself. So I would encourage you to take the positive thoughts that we have learned throughout this year. And I know, myself included, while I was shut in, it was easy to apply all of this, and I felt good. But since the world has somewhat opened, I have felt the difference. Already sharing the world with different personalities, in some cases, has become just a wonderful blessing. But there are times when it presents challenges as well. And knowing how to deal with it and turning around and just give it a smile, but don't give it very much time, is all you really need to do. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you as soon as I have something that I want you to know. I hold back on making podcasts if I'm just going to yammer on, because I don't want to waste your time. But I want to make sure that it's a significant message, one that will contribute to your life. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.